Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of ERB Reviews. Happy holidays. Today we're taking a look at the Nike Fuel Band. Now there's been a lot of, I guess we'll say, controversy on whether or not this is actually a true kind of a health fitness device or if this is just kind of more of a gimmick. And personally speaking, to save you a little bit of suspense, I do think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a great way to motivate folks when they're looking for a way to maybe have more of a video game feel when it comes to keeping track of their health and fitness. But I also think for $150 it should have a few more capabilities, and we'll talk about that in the next 10 minutes or so. So without further ado, again, this is the Nike Fuel Band. Today I've selected the black color. They also have, I believe, what they call black ice, which is a black smoky colored with a see-through band, and they also have white ice, which is a white colored band that has kind of that see-through transparency look. Again, I paid $150 for this. I picked this up at the Apple store. Great, nice little packaging, very Apple-esque if you're familiar with a lot of the different Apple devices. And inside the box, I've already opened it, but you get a couple different things which are pretty cool. You actually get an additional link, so you can take the receipt out of there. You get this little docking station kind of cradle. Now this is actually a funny device. This is basically a USB device, but it's got a kind of a Nike logo on it. You can plug it in your desktop computer and you can leave it there permanently if you want, or you can actually just plug the fuel band directly into a USB port. That's actually going to fit right into a USB outlet on your computer. But if you want to have the full effect, or you need a longer USB extension, they do, in fact, include this little cradle. I'm not going to be really using that too much today, so we'll just leave that there. Again, as I mentioned before, they include links. So if you get to the different band sizes, small, medium, large, or extra large, you may need to tweak it a little bit, and you can remove links, and I believe it's up to 2 links, or add links. They give you a little handy tool here that actually releases the links. Very easy to use, and this is what a link kind of looks like, if you can kind of get in there. So that comes in the box as well. Also get a little literature about the warranty, and this is the actual tool that releases the links themselves. So you get all that in the box, pretty much everything you need to get going, to get yourself the right fit. Again, these are 2 links that I took out, and this is an extra large band that I bought for myself. So I'm going to just push this out of the way here, if I can get all this back together again. And let's see. So now the Nike Fuel Band is pretty self-explanatory. So there's a couple different settings. There's been a lot of different reviews on it so far. First of all, you have fuel, and it'll tell you in Nike terms what those fuel points are. Now I think this is what the greatest form of debate is currently, is whether or not these Nike fuel points really mean anything. They're not calories, they're not steps. It's kind of a combination hybrid algorithm that I believe Nike's developed themselves to keep it entertaining and to keep you motivated. So the very first setting here, as you push the very simple one-touch button access, is the fuel for Nike. You also notice that you have a red dot, which is the beginning of your goal, and you also have a flashing green dot, which is the end of your goal. So the beginning of every day, you should technically be at 1 red dot, and then as your day goes on, you'll notice that the fuel band will start to kind of have a meter that powers itself up, so to speak. And when you get to the green dot, you get a cool little animation that tells you you've reached your goal. And if you sync it with your iPhone or iPad device with Bluetooth technology, you'll actually get a cool little animation that dances around on your iPhone, letting you know that you reached your goal. And I might even have a shot of that for you as well. So one of the other cool functions, that it has a pedometer functionality to it. So if you press the function button again one more time, you actually see that you get calories. It tells you how many calories you burn, which I think is also somewhat questionable on how that algorithm's arrived at. And you also have steps, which is basically telling me I've taken 178 steps this morning. I haven't really worn it yet today. And then if you press it one more time, you get time, which it makes for a very fancy watch. I almost think about keeping this just for the simple fact that it's a fancy watch, but I personally don't like the way this sits on my wrist. And not only that, I constantly pinch my skin when I actually clasp. You gotta be very careful. I can't tell you how many times I've actually pinched my skin trying to clamp that thing. Now, it's not pliable like a regular watch band. That's also probably, it's a very hard shelled device. It's fixed. You can't squish it like a bracelet. So even when you find yourself with the right fit, you're going to find that it still moves around like a bracelet. And if you're a professional going into work every day, it might look a little funny, a full-grown man wearing a black banded bracelet into the office environment. It comes off very easy, and there you have it. So single touch button makes it very easy to use. You just keep pressing that. Now, if you want some of the settings functionality, you hold down the button for a second, and then you'll start to see different menus. That's the sync menu. And if you have your iOS device available and ready to go like I do here, you can take a look at the kind of what it's captured for the day. So it just synced with my iPhone 5 here, and I'm sure it would work with most iOS devices, but this is an iPhone 5, no problems. And some of the other items I was telling you about before, you get these little animations, and if you go on a streak, you do get these fun little animations to keep you motivated. Also, you can replay them, you can save them. Another animation here. You know, and this is really, I mean, some folks call it gimmicky, some folks call it, you know, kind of childish, but the reality is it's Nike's way of trying to keep you motivated to stay fit and to kind of get in the game. Now, also, there's also a web portal that's available with this as well, so you can log into Nike's website. You can share with your friends on Twitter and Facebook, so you can be competitive, which is also a great way to keep you motivated. And there's a lot of little kind of whiz-bang gadgetry like that. Now, is it worth $150 for basically what's a 3 accelerometer pedometer? I don't know. I particularly don't think so. I know there's some other devices out there, the Fitbit that the Apple Store sells, and a few others. I believe there's one made by Jawbone called the Up. I don't have any personal experience with that. So if you have any reviews on those and you have any advice on those, we'd love to hear from you. If you have a Nike Fuel Band and we've missed anything here, please let us know. Again, $150 on the Apple stores where we picked this up. Don't know that I think it's worth it, but it is pretty cool and fancy if you really kind of want more of a video game-esque type of way of exercising and keeping track of your goals. Other than that, hope you enjoyed this review. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at erbreviews@gmail.com. I hope you have a happy holiday season, and thanks for watching. Take care.